tips and potpourri. We are curling this evening. This is long overdue. I have been fortunate enough to take the easy way out the last few months, and I have been doing the sponge rollers, which give me bouncy, beautiful curls. I fell in love with those. And I thought I was never going to do my pipe cleaners again. But I'm yearning for some tight, spirally curls. And I need something a little bit different. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to show you how I do this. And then I'm going to finish it on my own. And in the morning, if I get up early enough, I have a class to teach, I'm going to, I'm going to take them out and show you what they look like. So, pipe cleaners. Got them online. Wish I could remember the site, but if you type in Sisterlocks or traditional locks and pipe cleaners, these will come up. And this is the longest size they have. I do wish that they had them longer, but if your hair is super long, you can always combine like this. And then you can have it super, super long. Like if I wanted to do this with some of my longer hair and have the spirals kind of a little more wrinklet-like instead of tight and spirally, I could do that. I always make sure I use a little bit of spray. Usually it's water with something else. In this case, it's water with probably a teaspoon of almond oil, a little bit of fragrance, and I've got about a teaspoon also of fractionated coconut. And I don't really need the oils, but it makes it a little bit softer than when you only use the water. So I want my curls to come towards my face instead of go out this way. So I'm going to place the pipe cleaner at the front of the hair. You see how my hand goes. Okay? And I'm going to just twirl it around. I have this hand now that I have placed at the tip. This is just to get me started. Okay? I'm just rolling it around. Now what I'm doing is I'm bending this over and behind just to close it. And I'm going to just wrap the hair around. Now when you get to pieces like this, you want to catch these, because when you have a head full of perfect curls, you don't want any stragglers. Okay, late night partiers. You want to make sure that you get everybody in bed on time. So you have to be careful. Now if you have a straggler, just kind of hide it within the hair and keep wrapping. But you have to be careful, especially when you're wrapping parts that are uneasy. Now, what I do so that you're not pulling too much here is I will kind of wrap in isolation. Rather than pulling on this, I'm going to just wrap to where instead of turning this, I'm turning the hair, or I'm wrapping the hair. That's what's moving more than anything else. When I get to the very bottom, I tend to wrap less in a spiral and more in a circle, wrapping the hair upon itself so that when the curls are taken out, I actually have ends that are tight. You want tight ends. So you see I got more uneven hair here. And a lot of this is as a result of me pulling cotton, which, by the way, if you know about my cotton struggles, been on the plantation for forever, pulling cotton, it has finally eased and subsided. But it's only because I am washing my hair much longer, and I stopped using oil so that all the cotton could come up to the surface when I wash. And so I found myself picking until now. This is the first time I have some relief. So that obsessive habit that I have is getting a rest. And believe me, I'm being a little picky tonight. I don't usually spend this much time. And look at how the heck did I leave this out? I don't usually spend this much time. I just start wrapping. So anyway, okay. I'm putting probably, as you can see, maybe 10 locks. It takes about 20 minutes or so to get these things out in the morning. Now, if I wanted it to hang longer and have less body and just curl the ends, I would start down here. But I want this particular part of my hair to have a curl all the way up to the top. You can see now I'm just holding and the hair is doing the work. I'm not really using this. And you can see I have a lot more hair, which means I'm going to have to wrap the hair more on itself. I could use a little bit longer pipe cleaners. And like I said, I have the longest one. And this can really happen sometimes. So I'm just going to have to keep wrapping on itself. Sometimes I'll add a shorter piece. Let me show you. Something like this. Another piece of the pipe cleaner. And yeah, you can see that had a piece of string on it. You want to make sure when you put these in your hair, especially if you're using them a lot, that you pick off any residual lint or cotton that may have collected on them. Even though you keep them in the bag, sometimes things collect on them. Again, you want to fold that end up. And I'm going to do another one. When I get up in here, I want it to be a little more bushy. So I'm going to need to do these a little more tight. When I get down here, the back, I do want it to hang a little bit longer. But the ones at the back get more wear and tear. And so the curls come out more. And when you go to bed at night, this is what's kind of rubbing or loose or up against your back. And so these curls will fall first. So you want to make sure these are a lot tighter. All right. All right, here we go. And see, that's the other reason why the sponge rollers went out. I can put those bad boys in and be done in like 15 minutes. These somehow are more time consuming. Okay, here we go. Putting this in, all I did was take this and put this here. Now you notice I added this extension here because I made a new lock. I grew more hair in 3 places. Hair thickens up around the crown, so I added another piece of hair. We'll see how that curls. It's human hair, so it should curl the same as everything else. Again, I'm wrapping the hair. I'm working the hair rather than putting too much weight on the pipe cleaner. As I get to the bottom, I'm making sure I wrap the hair on itself instead of spiraling as much, so that at the ends I have a tight curl. The ends will be the first thing to fall out. You have a beautiful hairstyle, and then the ends will start to become straight. So make them tighter. Let's do this. Who doesn't like doing the sides, right? Now, when you get to this part, you don't want stray, you don't want too much hair being pulled in a distance so that you want to make sure you're not pulling the hair on your scalp, all right? Especially when you get to the ones on the side. So it's important, even the angle at which you start to put it in is important. And you don't want any extra stress, so always lift up more over here. That way when it falls forward, there's some room right in here. So lifting up just a little bit, and I'm going to do the same as before. Now I'm going to secure this around. Be careful. If you feel tangles, if you hear hair moving, you need to fix it. Otherwise, you'll be sorry later. And so I am committed to making sure you guys can see me take these out in the morning, which means I'm probably going to get up kind of early. But if I don't, you can see, you could just see the after picture too though, right? But I was looking for a comb, like I need a comb in my hair. Tanisha, you haven't used a comb in your hair in years. What the heck would you be looking for a comb for? Okay, so here we go. Here we go, here we go. And guys, I saw on Instagram, the lock movement. Oh, these beautiful sisters with locks. This lady had hair in the color family of this shirt that I have on. It was so freaking beautiful. I was like, I got homesick and I wanted to go back to color, but I know I told myself that I wouldn't. You guys were even witnesses to that. I need color. I need color. Okay, here we go. We're wrapping. The hair itself is doing the work. Put a little tension on it if you want. You can put more hair on this if you want. Remember, again, when you get to the bottom, you're doing more wrapping in a circle rather than in a spiral. Wrapping the hair on itself. Okay. Now, if you know you got short pieces and all of your hair is not the same length, try to keep those pieces together. It's going to be easier on your hair and it's going to be less pull on your scalp. Now, clearly this is too much to put together and it's pulling here and I don't want to feel that pull. So I'm going to do a small one. And I'm going to wish I had taken this shirt off. Pulling it up, remember, to give myself a little bit of room. And now I'm going to work in this direction. It's really a simple procedure once you get used to it. If this is your first time doing it, take your time. Make your parts more like, your sections of hair more like squares rather than long lines or vertical sections of hair. Try to keep them in squares. It's going to be easier in the long run. So yeah. Again, watch the tugging on your hair. You don't want the tugging. And this is way long and it's kind of a waste of resources. But anyway, here we are. I'm just going to shore that up on the end. Now, this is actually caught in my hair. And these things, y'all, take nothing to start pulling out your hair. These ends can be a trip. So you really, really have to be careful. And you have to be just as careful when you're taking these out. Morning, good morning. This is what they looked like after I put all of them in. I probably have maybe 30 little small pieces that were imperfect. I just used whatever roller I had to curl that. That happened to be a sponge roller. And I think I had one of these flexi rod thingies for another piece. So I'm going to take these out. How are you guys this morning? Good morning. I have to work this morning. It is Saturday and I have a class to teach. So I'm not going to be long, but I just wanted to make sure that you had an opportunity to see what is going on. So let's take a look at how these turned out. I had a tough time with this one because I tried to roll it in a different direction. I wanted it going back, which is very different than all of the others. Remember I reminded you previously, when you take these out, you have to be careful. And this is an example. I wasn't really familiar with rolling it this way, so it's a little tangled. So you have to be careful. You don't want to pull your hair. See that gray there? I'm approaching 50 in 3 years, in 2 years. But guess what? See, these curls are going to be tighter than I think I might want, but we'll see. Let's just see what we're working with here. So you're going to unlatch the top first when you're taking these out. And you're just going to carefully roll them out. You can go back later and separate the actual curls. Yeah, these are going to be super curly. Maybe curlier than I may want, but we will see. I have not done this in a while. I don't need to be on this more than 20 minutes because I have to develop the materials for the class. It's just an hour and a half, so it's not long. So I want to make this kind of quick. I feel like the way the light is hitting this, maybe you can't see as well. Kind of hard to tell. The other good thing about the pipe cleaners is that they stay in for a long time. You have very tight curls, and so you can look at still having curls sometimes up to 2 weeks or a little bit more, but for sure like good curls for about 4 or 5 days, strong tight curls. Now if you use a setting lotion, you're gonna have even tighter curls. If you use a setting lotion, they're gonna stay in a lot longer. If you use a setting lotion and sit under a dryer after washing your hair, you can have curls for easy 2 weeks more or longer. So it's a wonderful way to have strong, beautiful curls, and they will continue to drop over the days. Don't do this. And you will have a go-to hairstyle, and you can do updos with these tight curls and a lot of other things. And loads of fun. So we're almost at 6 minutes. So I'm going to just continue taking these out, and I'm going to show you all the finished product. Got them all out. That's my crazy dog if you hear her in the background. Now, you see the tight curls are really tight. I haven't pulled them apart. I like to pull them apart. I don't like to just wear them with the imprint of the pipe cleaner. I'll pull them apart. And I have only one that seemed to get a little damp back here that I don't want to pull out. Technically, I could leave that roller and you really wouldn't be able to see it that much. Sometimes when you do this, you will see an additional piece of cotton or two, so you don't know me, got the tweezers. Is that the one that's wet? Yep, that's the one that's wet. You see? And if I pull on that, it's gonna come out. I probably wanna, I don't know. I'm gonna roll that one back up a bit. I need a short. Oh, what the heck? Let me just finish this. I gotta go. This is time consuming compared to the sponge rollers, which you can take out in like 10 minutes or less. These take a while. They take about half the time to take out as they did to put in. So you want to allow yourself time. Don't wait until the morning time, your usual routine before you go to work, and think you're going to take these out and have the time you need. Because you're not. Albie, hush. Okay, so you can see we are super curly. We are super curly. And you can do your little updo with these. The curls are small. If you want them less small, just put more hair on the pipe cleaner. But trust me, they start off small. You might not like them a little too small. They look kind of Jerry curlish. So I'm not crazy about that. But after a day or two, they'll be fine. And I will probably just use a pipe cleaner. Just kind of pin this back. And twist. So this is it, everybody. Curls, curls, curls. Hope you enjoyed the video. It looks kind of weird, right? I got like a big bump right there. I'm going to get another one. Pipe cleaner. see, this is going to be kind of tedious, right? The hair is thick. That's a better one. This side needs to look, this needs to look like this. So I'm just going to add another little pipe cleaner, excuse me. On the floor. Gonna have me a smoothie and be heading out of here soon. Here we go. How's that, everybody? That works, right? Yeah, I don't want to bang there. And curls, 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 huh? Got a little straight piece right there. So how's that, huh? That's pretty good, right? So here we go, everybody. You can see closely. Don't know how the back looks. It can look crazy up in here. It could be flatter. I think I'm doing okay though. I did pretty good without having any straight pieces in there this time. Other than the little hair that's damp. Oh, there we go. Bye. Have a great day. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, like, or comment.